It's all these other woke kinds of causes, totalitarian identity politic causes. And what happens is compassion is used to get people to accept authoritarian measures that they would not accept otherwise.
Yes. Guilting them into going.
And people go, well, if I don't do this, I'm a bad person. I'm not supportive of Aboriginal, trying to overcome the oppression that Aboriginal people have faced and so on. And that's the kind of thing we're getting in the interviews that we did in Kamloops, which is, it doesn't matter if it's not true. It doesn't matter if it's fraud. Look at the terrible things that have happened. We got to do something about this. It's like, well, first of all, it's never a good idea for people to be doing things on false pretenses. Like that's not, if we're going to allow people just to say they're going to do something and get public money to do it, and they don't end up doing that, that's not a good accountable kind of, people in public money being, determined that it's going for the things that it should be going for, like all these kinds of problems.
I think a way to clearly frame that is the old computer anagram GIGO, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
If you're working on false pretenses, we get garbage going in.
Yeah.
And so the conclusions that are going to come from, the actions that are going to come from, also going to be garbage.
Or it will be a coincidence.
Or if it actually works out,
it doesn't work out that way. But still, we shouldn't be having garbage going into anything. If we're going to live in a democratic society, having policy made on the basis of fact is important. And if we're not going to have policy based on fact, then policy can be anything. That's a huge problem. And in the university system, which is my, passion, is the universities, because I have been witnessing this for 25 years, because that's when I started into the academic side. And, things were never perfect. Obviously, there were always problems. But, up until about 2013, we sort of understood what an academic environment was and how important an academic environment was. Because if you don't have that sphere where you can fearlessly challenge authority figures, stop false claims from being made for political purposes, then you have lost, an incredibly important institution in producing knowledge, allowing professionals who go into, becoming doctors or becoming paramedics or becoming people in the bureaucracy and so on. Those people are not, and the lawyers, that's another, becoming lawyers, having a grounding in knowledge, factual information, having an understanding of critical thinking processes to figure out what's likely to be true and what's unlikely to be true. All these kinds of things which are very, very important for an advanced society to function properly. That is gone. It's over. And no better case is Thompson Rivers University. That is the worst thing I've ever seen at a university, is the way they're operating. And they're going to be held to account for what they've done. It will be exposed. The question is, do people care about this?
Well, they should, because the universities are supposed to be the last stop in our children's education.
Yeah.
And if these are being used as indoctrination centers, and they're fed nothing but falsehoods, well, what can we expect for society when those same students end up running things?
Yeah.